At any given time, something like 25,000 people are detained by U.S. immigration authorities, many accused of entering the country illegally and subject to being deported. But because of a huge backlog, many of them wait for months, some even years, before they get a hearing to contest their detention by claiming that they'd be in danger if sent back to their home countries. And immigrant rights groups say for many of them, getting a lawyer is next to impossible.
The likelihood that somebody who is detained in an immigration prison can get an attorney is low. This is especially true because in the last several years, there have been several immigration prisons that have opened up throughout the country in very remote and rural areas in which it's a legal aid desert.
So some of the detainees sued, saying the government doesn't have the legal right to make them wait that long. They say they're entitled to a hearing after they've been held for 6 months. The Trump administration fought them in the lower courts, arguing there's no such deadline, and today the Biden administration took that same view, telling the Supreme Court that neither federal law nor the Constitution impose any such obligation on the government. But several of the court's liberals found that hard to accept.
Everybody gets bail hearings that you're going to detain for a significant amount of time. Every criminal case. Debtors used to in debtor prisons. Mental people being confined in hospitals have the equivalent. Extradition people get the hearings. Well, I looked at every case we could find. I didn't find any that said you don't get eventually a bail hearing when you're detained for a reasonably long length of time.
Lawyers for the detainees told the court they must be given more prompt hearings unless the government expects to deport them reasonably soon. Some of the court's conservatives found that very open-ended.
I think there could be chaos unless we say something more specific.
All right, Pete joins us now from Washington. So, Pete, given how the judges responded to the arguments presented to them this morning, as we heard in your report, do we have a sense of how the court might rule?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a tough one for the immigration lawyers. This newly conservative court has been much tougher lately on immigration rights, ruling against them in 3 recent cases, for example, on the Remain in Mexico policy, on what counts as a deportable offense, and on the reach of the programs that allow foreign nationals to stay in the U.S. temporarily when their home countries face disasters or wars. And it did appear today that the court will likely continue that trend, Tom.
All right, Pete Williams for us tonight. Pete, thank you.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.